In the far reaches of space, aboard their unique spaceship, the Blue Goose, Tom, Susie, and Ray had just completed their mission. Now they patiently awaited their turn at the Archangel Dispatch Center, the crucial facility that would guide them home to Earth. In this future era, human travel across vast distances in space was commonplace, facilitated by these dispatch centers that ensured precise navigation. Earth lay light years away, their destination programmed into the ship's systems before they entered cryosleep. Susie, the ship's navigator, excitedly informed them of a shortcut route she had discovered within a spatial bubble, promising significant time savings. Tom, as the mission leader, approved the new route, and Susie swiftly inputted the coordinates. With everything set, they entered cryosleep, the dispatch center launching them into the depths of space at speeds nearing light. Time passed seamlessly until a piercing alarm shattered the tranquility. Tom hurried to the control panel, discovering a troubling system error flashing on the dashboard. Peering out the viewport, Tom was astonished to find their spaceship nestled within a massive repair facility, an unexpected sight in the vast emptiness of space. He quickly woke Susie and instructed her to wake up Ray from cryosleep. Puzzled and concerned, Tom examined their navigational map, searching for clues as to how they had twisted so drastically off course. As the ship's doors slid open, a group of people entered, their helmets removed to reveal familiar faces. Among them, Tom's eyes lit up in surprise and joy as he recognized his old friend Greta. Eager for answers about their ship's condition, Tom asked Greta what had happened. Greta explained that a routing error had occurred, but Susie, convinced she hadn't made any mistakes in navigation, demanded to see the navigation map immediately. Greta clarified that the issue stemmed from a glitch in the dispatch center's systems during their departure, not from any fault of Susie's. Susie's frustration boiled over, her anger echoing through the room, though her prolonged cryosleep left her feeling dizzy and weak. Concerned, Tom queried Greta about their distance from Earth. Greta informed them they were now in the Cedar sector, a light year away from their intended destination. Tom struggled to grasp the enormity of their detour due to a simple navigation error, his mind racing with worry. Susie insisted on checking the ship's logs, but was overcome once more by dizziness, collapsing in the midst of her efforts. Greta advised that Susie needed time to recover from her extended period in cryosleep. She suggested returning Susie to cryosleep until they could devise a plan to return to Earth. Tom gently placed Susie back into her cryosleep pod and decided it best to keep Ray there for safety as well. Grateful for Greta's presence and assistance, Tom expressed his thanks, acknowledging that their situation could have been far worse without her timely help. Despite the distance from their home planet, they found comfort in knowing they weren't alone in facing this unexpected challenge. After ensuring Susie was settled in cryosleep, Greta asked Tom to join her in finding a way forward. Engineers were already working to repair the ship, a task expected to take several weeks. Greta suggested Tom make the most of the time until then. Sometime later, Tom found himself in a bar at the ship station, gazing out at the breathtaking view of the asteroid fields. To his surprise and delight, Greta joined him, elegantly dressed. They both took in the beauty of the scenery. Tom expressed his continued disbelief at their unexpected reunion and the surreal circumstances that had brought them together again after so many years. Greta revealed that she had been Tom's girlfriend long ago, and despite their separation, she had always missed him. It was both strange and wonderful to meet him again so far from their past. Reflecting on the twists of fate that had led them back to each other, Tom confessed his sadness over their current predicament. Greta reassured him, saying that the distance didn't matter now that they were reunited. They embraced the moment and enjoyed each other's company as if caught in a dream. For Tom, this unexpected turn of events was a source of both joy and wonder, a reminder that even in the vastness of space, connections and love could find their way back to each other. Greta finally admitted to Tom that she had lied about their location being in the Cedar sector. Instead, she showed him on the map that they were actually in a star system 1,500 light years away from Earth. Tom was shocked and demanded to know how long they had been in cryosleep. Greta reluctantly explained that they had only been asleep for a few months, but due to their journey near a black hole, time had moved much faster for them compared to Earth. Sadly, she concluded that attempting to return to Earth would likely be futile because thousands of years might have passed there, fundamentally altering everything. Greta apologized for withholding the truth earlier, feeling it wouldn't have been right to disclose such devastating news right away. Tom was still deeply upset, struggling to come to terms with the fact that he had lost his home forever. Despite Greta's attempt to console him by suggesting they could now live together in this new place, Tom couldn't shake the impossibility of Greta being so far away from Earth. As Tom grappled with these overwhelming emotions, Greta revealed that she and others had also ended up in this distant star system due to the same navigation error. She urged Tom to awaken the rest of their crew from cryosleep so they could face the truth together and decide how to move forward with their lives. Reluctantly accepting the situation, he agreed that it was time to awaken the others and confront the uncertain future ahead of them. After some deliberation, Tom decided to wake Susie first. As she slowly regained consciousness, her first question was whether they had finally reached home. Tom gently asked her to recall the last thing she remembered. Susie paused, then recounted entering the dispatch center to input the location route, followed by unsettling dreams. Upon seeing Greta nearby, Susie was taken aback and pointed at her, expressing disbelief and fear, insisting that what she was seeing was the very thing she had seen in her dreams. Tom tried to reassure her, explaining that the person she was pointing at was Greta, her old friend. Susie, still shaken and adamant, refused to believe it was Greta and became increasingly agitated. Tom attributed her reaction to lingering confusion from her cryosleep and urged her to rest, but Susie's agitation escalated. She moved toward Greta, and despite Tom's efforts to intervene, Susie lashed out, causing a cut on Greta's neck in the struggle. Tom swiftly administered a sedative injection to calm Susie down, despite his concern over the injury to Greta's throat. Greta, surprisingly calm despite the injury, reassured Tom that she was all right and insisted that Susie needed rest more than anything. Tom, visibly worried and conflicted by the incident, reluctantly agreed to let Susie recuperate. That very night, Tom tossed and turned, unable to shake off Susie's unsettling words. His gaze drifted to Greta's neck, where moments ago there had been a deep cut, now miraculously healed. Doubt gnawed at him, and he finally confronted Greta with a direct question. Was she truly Greta, or was Susie right about her being an imposter? Greta hesitated, realizing Tom's suspicions were escalating. Finally, she disclosed the truth. She explained that they were still in their sleeping chambers, and the entire station around them was a sophisticated simulation. It was all designed to shield them from a reality too harsh to confront directly. Tom's shock turned to fury. He demanded Greta terminate the simulation immediately and reveal everything. Greta, though reluctant, admitted that not everything had been a lie. They were indeed far from Earth, and returning was impossible. The simulation existed to protect them from the painful truth of their situation. Tom pressed harder, demanding to know who was behind the simulation. Reluctantly, Greta admitted that she alone was responsible. Enraged and feeling betrayed, Tom grabbed Greta and pushed her against a nearby window, insisting she end the simulation and show him the truth. Greta warned Tom of the consequences, urging him to accept the comfort of the simulation rather than face the brutal reality. But Tom's anger and determination to uncover the truth were relentless. He demanded Greta reveal who she really was and show him the reality beyond the illusion. Finally, after a tense standoff, Greta relented. She apologized and, with a solemn gesture, terminated the simulation in an instant. After the termination of the simulation, Tom found himself in a shocking state of old age and frailty. His hair and beard had grown long and white, betraying the passage of what seemed like many years. The once majestic spaceship, the Blue Goose, was now a decrepit shell covered in alien fungus. As Tom surveyed the scene, he realized with horror that other ships were also ensnared in the fungal growth, a testament to their entrapment in this desolate place. To his dismay, Tom discovered Ray and Susie in their cryo chambers, lifeless and wasted away. They had succumbed to starvation and dehydration, their bodies preserved only by the proteins in their pods until those resources were exhausted. In his despair, Tom heard Greta's voice echoing around him. She appeared before him in her true form, a terrifying alien creature. Overwhelmed by fear, Tom screamed in terror. Suddenly, Tom found himself back in the cryo-sleep chamber, as if waking from a nightmare. Greta stood before him once more in her familiar form. The simulation had reset, erasing the grim reality Tom had just experienced. Unaware of the cycle he had been through, Tom greeted Greta as if they had just met, oblivious to the tragic loop he was trapped in. Once again, Tom embarked on the familiar path, unknowingly repeating the sequence of events that had led him to encounter an old friend so far away. In reality, the Blue Goose remained trapped within the alien-infested bubble caused by the shortcut Greta had discovered. This perilous route led not only to their own ship's entrapment, but also ensnared numerous other vessels. The environment, saturated with alien fungus, offered no resources for sustenance, condemning all those stranded to a slow death from hunger and thirst. Amidst this dire situation, an alien entity resided, offering a strange form of comfort to the doomed crew. This entity had the ability to manifest as the person most beloved by those facing death, whether a cherished loved one or someone deeply admired. It created simulations where the stranded crew could experience moments of happiness and tranquility, shielding them momentarily from the harsh reality of their impending demise. And with this, the story comes to an end. Thanks for tuning in, guys.